My name is Luis Salado Herrera. I'm the BrookLynk coordinator, so I help with the overall management and operations of the BrookLynk program.
My name is Femi Akindimila. This is my first time in BrookLynk, and I internshiped at North Hennepin Community College. I was a student security officer.
So my name is Shahina Mounier, and I've been with BrookLynk for 3 years, and all 3 years I interned at Boston Scientific.
My name is Siobhan Barnes. I did BrookLynk for 1 year, and I was a custodian at Park Center.
So my name is Mariah. This is my first year in BrookLynk. I worked at Hennepin Tech College, and I worked at the Testing Center.
So BrookLynk, its mission is to be able to connect our local employers to our future workforce and to make sure that our young people are connected to the experiences, the skills, and also the social networks that they need to be able to create their personal pathways to college and career. Whatever that pathway may look like looks different for every young person, but we want to make sure that we provide the infrastructure for them to have that decision-making power. Because you understand, when young people have power to make their own decisions, they feel a lot more compelled to participate in the overall systems.
If you're an immigrant, sexual orientation, your race, a lot of times you're born into poverty. And there's not much you can do about that. Going to college is very hard because you can't, one, it's very hard to pay for college. Two, you're competing against kids who have been given so many opportunities to succeed. It's not really, the playing ground really isn't even.
In 1863, Frederick Douglass said, "What is freedom? It is the right to choose one's own employment." As he spoke to a group interested in the abolition of slavery, he enunciated that choosing where you work and who you work for is at the heart of freedom. We want to be able to challenge the status quo because we understand that young people face many barriers when it comes to employment and education. And we also understand that there's a ton of barriers that are being put in place because of the institutional racism that we live in. And that's what has become our work, is helping young people and our systems overcome those barriers together.
It's really hard for youth just because they're not given the opportunities to grow and learn. Like, they have school, yes, and they have their after-school activities, but those after-school activities don't provide real life lessons. BrookLynk gives youth the opportunity to learn and grow their professional skills and brush up on anything that they need to brush up on.
This project is focused on addressing the status quo of how cities and many youth programs exclude or disenfranchise the voice of young people, disenfranchise them from being the leaders of their own development.
We did all these different activities that just made you want to engage into stuff like that. They basically let me know through their actions that, hey, the sky is not the limit. You could do way more than you possibly think.
For like some of the kids, they were like shy. I'm gonna say like a few weeks later, they were like speaking out loud, or like, I guess like talking for themselves, giving themselves a voice to be heard.
At BrookLynk, we have been really intentional about a youth workforce development program with youth voice and youth leadership integrated into it. We intentionally create opportunities for young people to lead marketing efforts, evaluation, program design, and also program implementation. This was made possible because the program was incubated by the Brooklyn Bridge Alliance for Youth. In partnership with Youth Prize in 2014, we launched BrookLynk. Over 3 years, we have engaged BrookLynk participants, our employers, our elected officials, our school officials, and many other stakeholders in our community. We believe that to change the way schools, cities, and city governments engage young people and serve young people must shift from the mentality and status quo that young people are to be served as a problem, to be managed or educated, and shifting that to seeing youth as advocates, as partners, and as leaders. And BrookLynk has created an intentional space for adults and youth to partner in building community with equitable economic prosperity for everybody.
You're investing in the future of kids. Outside of the money that they put in kids' pockets through the internship, which is very important because it gives us peace of mind. Like, okay, if I'm going to college, I have this much saved up, I can buy my books for the semester. And also, we get to explore ourselves in a different way. In a work environment, without BrookLynk, if I were to fail, boom, that's my job, gone. And that's very stressful. Because of BrookLynk, I was put into an environment where I was allowed to fail. I was allowed to learn from my mistakes and was coached through the problems that I had.
What would you rather have youth do instead of being at home or, out doing dangerous stuff on the street? Would you rather have them do that, or would you have them join a program that is going to benefit them now and in the long run? How could you pass up helping a program that helps youth, and youth is our future?
The youth that live in these cities, like Francis Best and Judith Marquez Duran, have been able to really truly say that their community is listening to them, and their community is theirs, and that their city governments care about